This year is the year of the GMT, and it's moving along pretty smoothly. Zelos recently released the black tip NH34 GMT, and that sold out in under 1 hour. This one should be a little bit quicker because Zelos has stepped it up a notch, and it may surprise you. Introducing the all-new Zelos MAKO GMT, featuring for the first time on the channel the brand new Myota 9075. And I believe that it is the absolute go-to movement Swiss alternative because you get a modern architecture in a smooth sweep that is definitely more consistent and accurate than the NH34. So for those of you who don't know a traveler's GMT, people like to call it True GMT. What does that mean? That hour hand jumps. You don't have to stop the seconds and you don't have to change the minutes. This one does have a date window at the 6 o'clock, and there is no quick set to change the date. You have to actually jump the hour 1 day forward, but it also jumps backwards. To complete the backwards jump, you have to go all the way back to 9 p.m. So let's say you needed to go to 10 p.m., no big deal, go to 9 first, and then jump forward to 10. So first impressions, right off the bat, it looks like the MAKO hasn't changed. We still have a 6mm screw down crown that screws down perfectly every time, giving the MAKO 300 meters of water resistance. And I love that signature design theme, that one-sided subtle crown guard that travels along the side of the case to the edge of the crown. This design element gives the MAKO personality, and another key MAKO trait is in between the lugs. There's a flat piece of steel connecting those two lugs, and I always love when companies do this. And this thing looks fantastic on a strap because that straight line matches the straight line of the strap. I'll do one faraway wrist shot with a strap so you guys can get a feel for how it looks. We got a gorgeous high polished bevel that travels all along the bottom of the case for added comfort, and the top of the lugs and that solo crown guard also have a high polished bevel. The bezel is bi-directional, proper 48 click with blunt coin edge like teeth. Not the greatest in grip, but let's have a listen. The bezel feels like you are flicking it into place. Not a very refined feel, but it gets the job done. The bezel insert is ceramic, pure, bright white, and it does have a slight taper downwards. Let me know how you feel about it though, because I think it should have been black. I think that look would have been killer. Now let's do those dimensions. I got 40mm in diameter, secret measurement 32mm. Okay, so that's the sapphire and the dial. And we have a thickness of 15.4mm. Okay, but that's including 3mm of sapphire. It's a box and then it double domes. So there's a lot of height added. Without the sapphire, it's 12.5. We got no drilled lugs and a lug to lug of 46 even. So before I did mention that there are no drilled lugs, but don't worry, there are quick release spring bars on those solid end links. We got solid links, 20mm, tapering down to 18, fully milled clasp with a quick adjust. The quick adjust is simple and elegant. It's just a tension spring. You pull down and move it front to back. That's it. And there are 5 different micro adjusts. They are a lot closer together than the typical micro adjust with those tiny holes. The bracelet is oyster style. They are one piece made to look like 3. Articulation is okay, and you do get a high polished clasp with the Z logo. Very nice. The dial of this watch is true to the name, Frost. It looks like freshly fallen snow, and yes, it is a full lume dial. And when you have a full lume dial, you can get away with black indices, black hands with black superluminova. And that combo gives the MAKO strong contrast, high legibility, and I love the orange tipped GMT hand. But I do wish that the raised inner chapter ring had the odd numbers. The dial does look very clean. There are no hash marks on the edge of that dial. we have gunmetal sword style hands divided down the middle, tapering downwards, filled with black superluminova. Now, speaking of black superluminova, I bet you guys are very eager to check out that loom, so let's do that right now. Okay, so the loom here is C3 painted black and BGW9 on that dial. So there is a little bit of a green hue to that black loom because it's actually C3. And C3 is very powerful, but it's going to fade quickly here because of that black coloring. But it won't affect legibility too much because the dial will keep everything legible and the chapter ring does have those 24-hour markings. The new Mako is powered by the Myota 9075. It's a 24 joule, 28.8 VPH hack hand wind automatic Traveler's GMT. And now let's check out those numbers. We got +7, +5, +5, and the fourth and final round +5. This movement has 42 hours of power reserve and the movement is ultra thin, coming in at 3.9 millimeters. That's thinner than the go-to Swiss SW330 and of course the NH34. Now let's check out the rate. We got 8, 9, 9, and the fourth and final round +9. Little bit of beat error increase and the amplitude is decent. And on the wrist, it should perform at around +7. Now let's do the price. I think this thing will launch in a day or two and they have 3 dials coming out. They got a meteor blue, a black mother of pearl. That thing looks crazy. I wish I got a chance to see that one. And this frost dial. And the frost dial launch special is 529 USD. And I believe that lasts until the end of the month. After that, if there's any inventory left, the price will increase. I'm not sure by how much. I wasn't given any information, but usually it's $50 to $100 more after a launch special. So at $500, you're getting a true Traveler's GMT with strong loom, excellent bracelet, sapphire and ceramic, 300 meters, the medium beat or high beat 28.8. There's a lot to like. And of course, the brand Zelos has time and time again proven themselves, and I love what they're doing. They give you a ton of options. You can get the NH34, you can get the Myota, and they even have Swiss movement options. So whatever your price range, you are covered. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and if you liked this video, then you will love the 2 videos on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.